How well do you know our National Artist for Literature? National Artist for Literature is the highest national recognition given to Filipino writers who made significant contributions to the development of Philippine literature. National Artist for Literature. Amado V. Hernandez from Magonay, Bulacan was proclaimed National Artist for Literature in 1973. He is a socially committed writer and his works talk about the struggles of Filipino laborers. Mga Ibong Mandaragit by Amado V. Hernandez. At ito ang tanging daigdig ko ngayon, bilanggo ang libingan ng buhay, 10, 20 at lahat ng taon ng buong buhay ko'y dito mapipigtan, excerpt from Isang Dipang Langit. Romulo from Intramuros, Manila was proclaimed National Artist for Literature on 1982. He's an editor, reporter, and published articles predicting World War II. The Walked with Heroes by Carlos P. Romulo. Example of his other works. F. Chanel Jose from Rosales, Pangasinan was proclaimed National Artist for Literature in 2001. He is a journalist and novelist. His works reflect freedom and justice. Mass by F. Chanel Jose. Villa from Sigalong, Manila was proclaimed National Artist for Literature on 1973. He is a contemporary poet recognized locally and internationally. One of his works is Footnote to Youth. Mario from San Miguel, Bulacan was proclaimed National Artist for Literature in 2002, also known as Rio Alma. He is famous for modern poetry, social consciousness. Lalaki by Virgilio S. Almario. Example of his other works. Edith L. Champa from Bayambong, Nueva Vizcaya was proclaimed National Artist for Literature in 1999. Widely known as the mother of Philippine literature, she produced poems and short stories for 5 decades. Bonsai by Edith L. Champa. All that I love I told over once and once again and keep in a box or slip in a hollow post or in my shoe. An example excerpt from Bonsai. Bienvenido Lumbera from Lipa, Batangas was proclaimed National Artist for Literature in 2006. He introduced bagay poetry. Writing the Nation, Pag-akda ng Bansa by Bienvenido Lumbera. Lazaro Francisco from Marani, Bataan was proclaimed National Artist for Literature in 2009. He is a master of Tagalog novel. His works highlight nationalism. Maganda pa ang daigdig by Lazaro Francisco. Example of his other works. Francisco Arceliana from Santa Cruz, Manila was proclaimed National Artist for Literature in 1990. He pioneered the development of short story as a lyrical prose poetic approach. The Mats by Francisco Arceliana. Nick Joaquin from Paco, Manila was proclaimed National Artist for Literature in 1976. He explored Spanish colonial past of the country and changes. The Woman Who Had Two Navels and Tales of the Tropical Gothic by Nick Joaquin. Example of his other works. Levi Celerio from Tondo, Manila was proclaimed National Artist for Literature in 1997. He is a prolific lyricist and composer for decades. Sampaloc, Manila was proclaimed National Artist for Literature in 2014. He is a literary genius. For 4 decades, he contributed in the enrichment and promotion of Philippine literature. The House of True Desire by Cirilio F. Bautista. Other example of his works. I walked toward the falling woods to teach the trees all that I could, of time and birth, the language of men, the virtues of faith and loving. An example excerpt from Pedagogic of Cirilio F. Bautista. Alejandro R. Rosas from Manila was proclaimed National Artist for Literature in 2003. Best comic short story writer and essayist. My Brother's Peculiar Chicken by Alejandro R. Rosas. M. Gonzalez from Romblon was proclaimed National Artist for Literature in 1997. He used English in expressing and shaping the culture and sensibility of the Filipino people. 7 Hills Away and Other Stories by N.V.M. Gonzalez. The Winds of April by N.V.M. Gonzalez. These are the new proclaimed national artists. New National Artist for Literature. Harris from Cebu was proclaimed this 2018. He is acclaimed by various writers and critics as the Visayan Titan of Letters due to his immense contribution to Visayan literature. House of Memory by Resil B. Mojares. And lastly, Ramon Muzones from Iloilo was proclaimed National Artist for Literature this 2018. He was a prolific writer in Hiligaynon. Margo sa Tubig, The Story of Salagunting by Ramon L. Muzones.